hours of big tunes, big mixes, and big DJs.
The hottest in hip-hop, R&B, dancehall, UKG, D&B, and everything in between.
Tonight.
From 3, One Extra Mixtape with Shawnee B.
And from 5 a.m, Rasquame.
Saturday nights on BBC One Extra and Radio 1.
Now,
Fabio on Radio 1.
Yeah, Radio 1, One Extra. Fabio.
2 hours of drum and bass in your face. We've got AI coming on today. We've got all the regular features. It's Fabio kicking off with the sound of Q Project, Arse Knots.
Fabio. Listen.
sound of the mighty Q project. From many moons ago, the track entitled Ask Not, still sounding good, still a classic, still loving that. Right, we have got so much action going on, so much heat. A lot of heat on the show tonight. We've got AI in the studio. Now, AI, since I've been on Radio 1, have been here 3 times. Ever since the first day they came in, they have been promising an album. And I'm not even joking, this is from 2006. They were meant to come in with their album this week, and it's still not done yet. See, when you get 2 perfectionists working together, this is what you get. But anyway, they're coming in for a chat. We're going to be asking them what is actually going on with this album. And we're going to be asking them what's good in their world. We've got a random selection. They are going to stick around for that. Which we have the random selection box, of course. See, the girls are really excited about that. And I'll be clashing with Grooverider in the Rewind track. And of course, we are going to be telling you about the amazing Radio 1 D&B takeover. Which is, you know, let's get it straight. It's extraordinary for like the top station in the world to be handing over to drum and bass when no other station even goes near it. Radio 1 knows something, don't they? They're on it, that's why. So we're going to be telling you about that a little bit after this. Also, the Radio 1 big weekend is coming up soon. So much things going on. So much good thing. It's good times right here with Fabio. Radio 1, drum and bass. was the sound of Paul SG and a track entitled Ocean Drive. Reminds me of Club Tropicana, that tune.
Bit of Wham.
Yeah, man. Listen, don't mess around with Wham, you know. That was my favourite Wham tune. Club Tropicana, the video, the whole thing.
Are we playing that later?
Maybe. But that's the sound of Paul SG, track entitled Ocean Drive. Yes. Right, let me get my bits and pieces together. Monday. Make a date in your diary. It's Bank Holiday Monday, and it's not only Bank Holiday Monday, it's a big day for drum and bass. May the 3rd, Radio 1 and 1Extra. Let's not forget 1Extra, right? Because we're joining together and we're dedicating 10 hours to drum and bass. From 7 p.m. till 5 a.m, the drum and bass takeover on BBC Radio 1 and 1Extra. Drum and bass has never been bigger, so we're celebrating the genre with the biggest names in the scene. Plus, we'll have exclusive tracks and brand new mixes. At 7 p.m, we have the drum and bass takeover hosted by Zayn and Mr. Jam, with exclusive interviews and exclusive tracks from Pendulum, Chasing Status and Subfocus. 9 o'clock, we have the drum and bass review with Bailey, where everyone's going to be sitting down and waxing lyrical about the state of drum and bass at the moment. Panelists include the mighty Shy Effects, DJ Storm, MC Tali and Adam F. Then we go to Radio 1 Story, the story of drum and bass with Jaguar Skills. New to D&B, this is your chance to get a lesson in the last 20 years of the scene. Then at 11 o'clock, the Masters are in the house. Myself, Grooverider, Bailey and Chrissy Chris. We've never been together on Radio 1 before and 1Extra, so this is going to be a big thing. We go half an hour each, and we're joined by MC Tali and Miss Dynamite. No, we're not actually. That's an in-joke. We're going to be joined by Tali and MC Dynamite. That is going to be crazy. At 1 o'clock, then we've got the best of drum and bass on Radio 1 and 1Extra. Annie Mac will be replaying all the highlights from the last 12 months. If you've missed anything, this is your chance to catch up. At 2 a.m, we got drum and bass, the club mixes featuring brand new sets from Subfocus, Alex Perez, Doc Scott, Ed Rush and Optical. That's going to be absolutely wicked. Great choice of our music there. And last but not least, we end the drum and bass takeover with the story of Pendulum. Hear the history of the band from the grassroots to the world dominators they've become in our in-depth documentary. So that is from 7 p.m. till 5, the drum and bass takeover Radio 1 this Monday. Trust me, do not miss that. That is going to be spectacular. Right, coming in soon in about 20-25 minutes, we've got AI. If you don't know who they are, get to know. Glenn and Zula will be in for a chat and dropping some tunes real soon. Brand new from Culture Shock on Ram Records. Big up to Andy C. Check this out. It's Fabio, Radio 1 and 1Extra. This is how we do Saturday night, Sunday morning.
Fabio. On Radio 1. 1Extra.
To one station, Fabio and Grooverider on Radio 1 and 1Extra. Rah!
on BBC One Extra and Radio 1.
Right, their first tune-up was in that little medley of 2 tunes. First tune-up was Culture Shock, and my writing is so bad on the actual CD, I don't even know what it's called. I can just about make out that it's Culture Shock, actually. And Culture Shock was past guest on the show with Grooverider. I love that tune. Coming out on Ram Records. And in the background, you can hear a track called The Stalker from Mr. Joseph. And Mr. Joseph remarkably sounds like a stalker's name.
Why don't you just rename the Culture Shock track?
I know, you know what?
Give it a new name.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a new name. What should I call it? Guilty Pleasures.
That would work.
That works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
See how quick I am. I named Pulp Fiction. Did I tell you that?
Go on.
I named the track Pulp Fiction.
Oh, okay.
The Alex Reese track.
Nice. Was that because you'd done it on this show?
I was expecting a round of applause then. One of the great drum and bass tunes of all times was named by me, and it's simply because I couldn't remember the name of it.
Well, that's why I was going to not give you a round of applause, because you can't just... Well, you
by
can
default,
just rename tracks.
It doesn't matter.
But it's a good thing. How many tracks have you renamed?
Quite a few. Half the tunes in my box, I've renamed them. So if I'm watching like Emmerdale, if that's on, track's gonna be called Emmerdale. One's called Cloverfield, Coronation Street, EastEnders,
Cloverfield,
everything.
that was a good
And
one.
there's one called Britain's Got Talent as well. There's one called TVX.
We don't need to know. The later on in the night it gets, I guess, the worst tracks to get named.
Yeah, for real. Trust me, you don't even want me to go there.
I don't want you to go there.
Anyway, later on we're going to be telling you about the Radio 1 big weekender, and don't forget this Monday it is because it is a big thing. I think it's a massive thing. It's huge, isn't it? I think that is massive for Radio 1 to do 10 hours of just drum and bass, and you know we've got people from Zayn to Annie, everyone's getting involved. Mr. Jam is going to be awesome. And remember, myself, Grooverider, Chrissy and Bailey are going to be joined by Tali and
Miss Dynamite.
Not Miss Dynamite. MC Dynamite the male MC Dynamite. So we're going to be doing our thing 11 till 1 on Monday night. That is going to be amazing. And I'm also looking forward to the drum and bass review with Bailey, with Shy, Storm, Tali and Adam F. That should be interesting, because I know a couple of them guys, especially Shy, he does not pull his punches. So that's going to be real, man. That's going to be some real talk going on. So check it out this Monday from 7 p.m. till 5 a.m. Now, as I was telling you, actually, I'll tell you after this. Do not talk over vocals. First rule of radio. Alicia Keys, drum and bass style. This is wicked. It's Fabio. It's Radio 1 and 1 Extra.
You're locked on to the Fabio on the BBC Radio 1.
drum and bass takeover. Let's go.
Kicking off with Zalo and Mr. Jam with interviews and tracks from Pendulum. Chasing status and some focus too. Now let me tell you what we got up next for you. The DMV review with DJ Bailey, Shy FX, DJ Storm, Madam Methamptali. Then the story of drum and bass, a lesson in the scene with Jaguar skills, telling you what we would be. Then our DMB masters, they put on a show. Grooverider, Chrissy, Chris, Bailey, and Fabio. Then the best of drum and bass with Annie Mac. We're playing all the highlights as we look back. Then the club mixes, yes, it's gonna be hot. Alex Perez, Edra Shopta, Kusa, Focus, Stop.
Fabio, Grooverider, Zalo, Annie Mac, Bailey, Mr. Jam, drum and bass takeover. DMV. Tomorrow night from 7 on BBC Radio 1 and BBC Radio 1 Extra. BBC.co.uk/Radio 1. Radio 1. BBC One Extra and Radio 1 exclusive. Saturday nights on BBC One Extra and Radio 1.
System, go with the flow, 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 with the Can't beat can't beat the system. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the flow, with the flow, with the flow.
Yes, go with the flow, S.P.Y. My boy, remember he's a past guest, he was in here quite recently. Love S.P.Y, man. Really nice guy as well. He is creating havoc out there. So big up to S.P.Y, big up to the man called Marky as well. Big up to all the Brazilian crew, Giorgio Live, DJ Andy. Everyone repping in Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. Yes, indeed. Remember, coming up real soon, we've got AI, Glenn and Zula. The men that have been making an album for 5 years. As long as I've known them, they've been making an album. They're coming in, we're going to be talking, we're going to be waxing lyrical, we're going to be talking about all that good stuff. And also remember, you know, I've got to keep plugging this. Radio 1. On Monday, the drum bass takeover, people. Want to big up Mr. Joseph and everyone who came down to Camden a couple of weeks ago. Really good night called Fizzy in Camden. Proper things. And remember the return of Swerve. Swerve is returning. That's right, make some noise at Cable. We're going in room 2 in Cable and we're going to be back weekly. Yes, that's how we do.
What day of the week?
On a Wednesday night.
Of course it's going to be on a Wednesday
Come on,
night.
How could it be anything else? Big up to my boy Grooverider. This is your Sub-Zero remix of Donkey Punch by Twisted Individual.
to Fabio on the BBC Radio 1.
When the lion awake, when the lion awake, there be war, trouble and war. When the lion awake, when the lion awake, when the lion awake, when the lion awake, there be war, trouble and war.
on BBC One Extra and Radio 1.
Track entitled Exodus. That was an old production house track from back in the day, remixed for 2010. I nearly forgot what year it was. I was going to say 2008. Anyway, speaking about dates and stuff, how was your birthday, Miss Bailey?
I had a lovely time, thanks.
I just, I know you kept it really quiet,
No one would have known.
It was really underground. It was kind of like word of mouth kind of thing, wasn't it?
You had to be in the secret club to know that it was my birthday.
You had to be in your secret world.
Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, it was so much fun. I had this huge party on Friday.
Yeah.
And we kicked that off with a barbecue, and the sun was out, so everyone was really nice. And then we took it indoors and started the break dance off.
No way.
Oh, yes.
Was you involved?
Key member of this
You
break
was a
dance
key
society.
member of the whole break troupe?
Yes.
Yes, so...
And I think I won it with the backflip.
What?
Yeah.
You can do a backflip, yeah?
I can do a backflip, yeah. But the thing is, I actually had to change my trousers in order to do it because I was wearing these really tight, skinny jeans, and you can't break dance in tight, skinny jeans. So I went to my bag to go and get my breakdancing outfit.
Yeah.
And put on my breakdancing jeans, and we had it. I think, well, to be fair, my friend Alicia did do the complete caterpillar from one side of the room to the other.
You're joking.
Which was impressive. But then I topped it off by doing a backflip because that always wins.
Backflips always win?
Yes.
But the caterpillar is backflip. that is so cool. And where did you learn to do that then?
Oh, we were both gymnasts when we were younger.
No way.
So, yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously.
So that must have been a wild party.
It was absolutely...
What was that the biggest thing of the night?
The breakdancing was the biggest thing of the night, yeah.
And what else happened?
My friends gave me a pair of diamond earrings.
Real diamonds?
Real diamonds.
No way.
Check them out, look.
I tell you what, Alicia Keys and Beyonce are going to be absolute. They're going to be gunning for you now.
I know.
Don't let Alicia see that bit of bling at the Weekender.
No, girl needs her diamonds.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But that was good.
So you had a good one.
Next day, phoned up my friend. How you doing? Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, great. A&E.
No way.
Broken ankle.
No way. What, from doing a backflip?
It was a good party. No, she wasn't even breakdancing. She didn't even get that excuse. Absolutely brilliant. 230 photos on Facebook.
I tell you what, a party is no party without someone breaking something. So you got to break something.
But anyway, till next year.
Till next year.
You can come next year too.
Absolutely. Next time, let me know.
Yeah. I'll text you.
On a ride, Flaco. We got AI coming up real soon.
Fabio, Grooverider, Saturday night, Radio 1, 1 Extra, setting the standards, you know.
The sound of Flaco, On a Ride, love that tune. Big up to Flaco, all the US crew. Feeling that. Well, we're going to tell you more about the Radio 1 Big Weekender later. But it's just been announced, so, you know, details are sparse at the moment.
Very exciting, though.
It's very exciting. I'm going to tell you what I know, and what I know is all good. Has everyone been confirmed yet, or is there still more to be confirmed?
The main stage and the Indie Music We Trust stage have been confirmed.
Okay.
I think we're going to announce the other two stages in the next few days.
Wicked stuff, wicked stuff. We have got AI in the house. We're going to be speaking to him after the next track. Big up to AI, Glenn and Zula. In here with no album again, but it's all good.
It's not like Drum and Bass Boys to be long, is it?
Not at all. That's what's so unusual about this. It's really unusual, guys. So we're going to be speaking to them in a little while. After this track. I like this. This reminds me of old school. We've got the rewind track coming up, and the guys are going to stick around to mess about in my box.
Oh, yes.
It's not my box, actually.
It's a nice glitter. It's my box.
It's your glittery box.
Get off my box.
Yes, she gives me forever.
So the guys are going to stick around for the random selection. We've also got Grooverider and me going head to head in the rewind track clash a little bit later. Check this out, some proper ragga jungle business. AI after this.
It's the weekend. It's drum and bass time. Weekend.
Sound of Jaydan. She gives me love. Barrington Levi on that. That is a bad tune. Big up to Jaydan. Big up to Hype. Big up to all the True Players crew. Also big up to all the Random Concept Massive. And I want to big up Fun and Skibber. All the Unks Massive as well. Harry Shotter. The man's them. Right, speaking about the man's them. Big up to the mighty AI, Glenn and Zula. What's up, man?
How you doing, Fabs? You right, mate?
Fabs, big up, man.
Yeah. How you? Actually, the funny thing is, I haven't actually seen you guys for a little while. I haven't. The last time I think, this is how deep it is. Last time I saw either of you, I think was at that pub in Kilburn. Your manor.
That's a while.
You see, I always come over to your side and cause trouble.
Always running away from the pool table as usual, though.
I've got skills, you know. I have got skills, which I will reveal to you one day, man. But how you two been?
Good, man. We've been on a positive, good vibe at the moment, man. It's been a good start to the year for us.
So, look. You got your debut album. I actually thought this might be your fourth album. You've got this debut album and you've kind of nearly got it now, right?
Yeah, I mean, the album's done. It's finished. Well, basically, to cut a long story short, we only finished it a few months ago after, 2.5, 3 years. Some people may argue with that.
Yeah, I think it's a bit longer.
And basically, I mean, we had a lot of chats between Brian, with SRD, and it was just banging it out there, just mastering it, and then with the album coming out in 3 months, there's a little bit of waste.
Yeah.
But that's why we got these 2 new album samplers to build the hype.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, Freeze the Crowd just come out this week. That's done really, really well.
Love that tune. Love it. Wicked. Love it. It's very 2010, that tune, isn't it?
Nice. Yeah, definitely. It's something we've been working on for a while.
It's really captured the moment, and it's a lovely tune. You and D-Bridge work really well together as well, I think.
Yeah, we've always had a real good vibe in the studio for quite a while now, and that one's come together nicely, and everyone seems to be on it,
Yeah,
all sides,
From all sides, and that's what's so important nowadays, because I tell you what, I just noticed nowadays you got certain mans playing certain kind of tunes, and there's not enough bridge tunes no more. There's not enough tunes that I play and like Hazard will play. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's not enough tunes like that. I do think that's there's a real separation happening at the moment, and a tune like that, it's great because you can play that tune anywhere.
That's what we're here for, man.
Well, was that the purpose of that tune? Was that the purpose of that tune?
I think nearly all our tunes is we try and cross it over somehow, whether it's like to the jump up side or the liquid side or the minimal whatever. We just try and mix it up.
Yeah, that was our purpose from our very first tune.
Yeah, because hearing your sets, I mean, you guys, play quite uniquely, because so much people are playing so much minimal nowadays, or they're playing so much jump up, but you guys do really play a bit of everything.
Yeah, we still try and cover literally across the board, which is working well.
I think that's really healthy.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think the scene needs that, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That just having that freedom to do everything. Anyway, like, you two work in the studio together, and who does most of the engineering then, or is it do you do really split it 50-50?
When it comes to the engineering, I'm mainly the engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's 50-50 on the whole creative process and what actually gets played. We both play the keyboard and get the samples going, but when it comes to like the technical side of things, it's mainly me.
So, look, you've got this album, and you've been really working on this album for a long time, and then you've seen people like Camera and Crooked, they've been around for like 6 months, and they're working on their second album. What takes you so long? Is it the whole process of making the tracks? Is it because you want longevity for the tracks, or is it just because you two are long?
All of the above. All of the above, Fabs, man. We're long. We also work on old school equipment, so it takes longer than most people.
For real.
Plus, we take extra long on our tracks just to get them right anyway, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ideas that we come with, they're not things that we can just bang out. Like we've had this conversation before about Desperado. It took us months to actually just get the bass line. We had everything else was in place, and we knew it sounded wicked.
Yeah.
And we did very good B lines that a lot of people might have rolled with, but it wasn't the one, and we always are hunting for the one, the perfect note.
And you know what? No disrespect, on Desperado, you found the one, didn't you?
Yeah.
That B line is still one of the classic drum and bass lines, and has been kind of ripped off quite a few times as well.
It's all good. There's all kind of influences. We get influenced by others as well. Do you know what I mean?
No, but how do you feel about it? Because I tell you what, right? You say that, but there's certain man's really touchy about things like that. Oh yeah, you teach my snare and you teach my bass lines, but you guys are kind of like, well, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, people have been getting influenced by each other. I remember back in the day, where it was like still fresh and new, and someone would just come with one tune, and you'd hear by next week everybody had done their own little, not even clones, they're just their interpretation interpretation. They got inspired by it, you know.
For real.
Then after that, the clones came later on, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're doing good and you're like trying to push your production forward, you're not going to really worry about who's stolen what snare.
No, absolutely.
Just leave them behind and just do what
and do
doing.
your thing, innit?
Yeah.
And just keep moving forward.
Exactly.
Anyway, the first track we're going to play from you guys. You guys have come with some tracks, and give us some info on the first track we're going to play.
This one is planned to be on the next album sampler, which will drop right before the album.
Okay.
We just kind of tied it up again last night. It's called Moment of Truth.
It's just you two, yeah? It's not...
Yeah, just us, just a straightforward AI track, man.
Wicked, man. All right, we have got AI in the studio. We're going to be talking and we're going to be playing some music. They're not going to do a mix. We're talking, playing some tunes. This is the first track off. I've not heard this, so I get really excited about hearing AI tunes. Let's check this out. It's Fabio on Radio 1 and One Extra. We've got the random selection. We've also got the rewind track coming up later, telling you more about the Radio 1 drum and bass takeover and the Radio 1 Weekender. This is how we do.
It's a big tune. Fabio.
sound of AI world exclusive track entitled Moment of Truth. Wicked tune, man. What's the story behind that?
Well, that was just one where we was just basically, we thought we was free from the album actually, and we just decided to just have a little muck about. I had a specific idea in my head what I wanted to do, and yeah, it just came out like that, man. We named it Moment of Truth in honour of Guru, R.I.P.
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, man. Was you got? I tell you what, it's you know, I was speaking to a lot of people about Guru because you know, in the days, you know, I love Drake, I love all them guys, but you know, this was a conscious man, you know, Guru with the Gangstar, we know his whole kind of collabs with Premier. They made some magical music.
Really did, yeah.
And message music. Yeah. And you know, Guru had this beautiful delivery. He had a lovely style about him, man. And you know, he's going to be sorely missed.
Yeah, he was the ultimate of keeping it real, you know. When
absolutely.
People talk about keeping it real, that's Guru.
That's Guru, isn't it? What's your favourite Guru track?
Oh, that's a big one. I mean, for me, because I was literally bought the first album that came out in my childhood. I've been a massive fan. I went with my dad to the Step-In Arena in the Forum in Kentish Town.
Wow.
And I've still got the T-shirt and I've still got his old poster on my wall. Favourite track, it's just
too many.
It's one of them ones, yeah.
But albums, I don't know, albums, Step-In Arena and Moment of Truth, I guess, them two.
Step-In Arena is an amazing album. So, listen. So, what other music are you listening to outside of D&B? Do you guys listen? Because I know some people go in the studio and it's just D&B and they don't want to hear anything else. They don't want to be inspired by anything else. They just go in. Do you listen to other stuff and think, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit from here, or you just do your own thing?
Completely, definitely listen to other things and think that, yeah, hopefully, some way I could maybe get some kind of influence out of it into the D&B. That's the good thing about D&B, you can do that with any music.
Yeah.
Anything you love, you can interpret it into drum and bass. You know?
And who are you listening to right now? Are you listening to anyone in particular?
I got the new album of the Gorillaz, which I thought was brilliant.
They're amazing though.
And other than that, I've been mainly listening to some underground techno and house and stuff like that. Right?
Wicked, man.
People like Loco Dice and
yeah.
U-Trick, them kind of people. So
wicked, man. And what do you think about dubstep? Got to ask you.
Yeah, I think it's come from leaps and bounds. I mean, there's a lot of it I really like. There's obviously a lot that I can't understand, but there's loads of it that I love. You know,
yeah.
It's just, I don't know, each to their own, but I've definitely got a lot of love for dubstep.
What about you, Glenn? Zula?
I've like.
Come on, let's be real now.
Yeah,
dog.
I am real though. That's the thing. I swear, every time I come up here, you try and get me to say something about dubstep, and I'm not having it, bruv.
Come on,
I've got no problems with.
Tell me what you told me off mic.
The only thing I don't like is people trying to cross things too much. That's what I don't like. But I do appreciate dubstep, and there are elements I like about it, and I've always championed it, saying that it was probably the only thing that's got longevity that's come out for a while.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Whether it will or not, the next year is a testing year. We'll see what happens. But you know, I just got to ask everyone that, because so much people have got opinions in it, and so much people absolutely hate it, and so much people love it. And you know, it's like Marmite. It really divides a lot of people.
People are coming round to it though, aren't they?
They're coming round to it, you know, like they do with Marmite and peanut butter.
The thing is, it will develop as well. It will develop. It's got room to develop, and you'll get other people that will have a different slant on it. And
look, it's me. It's like, I think a lot of people dislike it because they're threatened by it.
Yeah,
I'm not threatened by it at all. You know, like I wasn't threatened by garage, like I wasn't threatened by funky house. It's just music. It's just, you know, I just think it's brilliant. You know, these guys from Croydon, apparently that's where it comes from. You know, they tried to do something different, and respect to them. Anyway,
definitely.
Your next track, and what's your next track going to be?
It's by System. It's forthcoming on our label, Integral.
Yeah.
It's called S.P.Y. Just recently signed it up. We had another side from him a little while ago, and now he's just submitted this one for the other side.
Wicked stuff. My boy MC System. Track entitled Sci-Fi, forthcoming on Integral Records. We've got the mighty AI. They are going to be sticking around for the random selection. I nearly said random movement. And then I was going to say random concept. But
just keep it to random.
Let's just keep it to random. And we're going to dip in the box and find out what's good in the box tonight. Also, we've got Grooverider coming up in the rewind track. Nothing's going on.
Saturday nights on BBC One Extra and Radio 1.
Wicked track from MC System. And what's that track called, guys?
Sci-Fi, that one.
Wicked. You know what? It's really funny because I see him. I saw him at the Insiders thing at Dojo Lounge, Intrigue.
Yeah.
About a month ago, and I keep on forgetting he's an MC. And he was on the mic. I was looking at him like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, and I thought, "Oh yeah, MC System." I thought it might have been Mike Carter System or something, but it's not. He's an MC.
He's a good MC.
Yeah, he's a really good MC as well, man. Wicked. So anyway, look, have you got collabs on the album, or have you just made it AI?
Yeah, we got collabs, man.
Yeah, man.
Who you got collabs with?
We got a thing with Crust.
No way.
That was quite off the wall, man. We're going to go back in with him as well.
Wicked.
And obviously the thing with Darren, which is the album sampler.
Okay.
And we've got various vocalists on there, which will be revealed shortly. So yeah, there's quite a few collabs going on then.
Wicked, man. And the studio, have you upgraded? Do you guys regularly upgrade your equipment, or you just think, you know? That's why I asked that. I knew it would get a laugh.
I think the last upgrade was at least 7-8 years ago.
That's why it's taking so long to do the album.
It's maintenance now, yeah. It's not upgrade, it's maintenance.
They're still using chalk.
A lot of maintenance, though. A lot of maintenance.
In what way, though? In what respect, maintenance?
Well, we had to send off the whole sound, the mixing desk about 6 months ago. We did that, innit?
Yeah,
so
that was a nightmare.
we was out for 3 months with that.
Oh, no way, man.
You know, because all the channels were crackly and we needed someone to get in there with some air and blow the knobs.
I mean, our worst bit of luck was a DAT machine. That's another thing that kind of...
We've gone through about 6 DAT machines now. They're hard to get all these things.
Hold on a minute. Are you talking about DAT machine?
DAT machines, Fabio.
DAT machines.
Yes.
Oh, you been serious, yeah?
Yes, bro.
No way.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, right? Something about DAT machines, you always used to get that sound from DAT machines.
It's got a little compression or something.
It's got a little compression, but it gives it that feel, man.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the dub plates, you know, I'm doing an old school set, and a lot of dub plates, a lot of the tracks have got that old school sound to it. Like old funk records have got it as well. Do you know what I mean? A little bit dusty, a little bit kind of like crackly, but I love that. I think things sound too clean nowadays. DAT machines, oh my god, I need to come around the studio.
You come down,
you'd love it.
I mean, listen to D90s and stuff like that.
Crust was loving it, man. It was like, I ain't worked like this in years.
Everyone that comes down has got stories, man.
It's like going back into a time machine.
Literally, yeah.
Let's go back to the 90s with AI.
Gives an excuse to play Wham at least.
Yeah, exactly. I know, what we're going to do about this guilty pleasures thing? Or we're doing that now? Or what we're doing?
Why not?
Why not? Right, now, right? I played a track earlier, and I said, a track by Paul S.G. called Ocean Drive. I said it reminded me of Club Tropicana by Wham. And we've got that now?
It's ready when you are.
And we've got AI to name a track. A guilty pleasure, a track that, you know, the man's on road. I wish we could edit this show somehow. Anyway, guys, so the album's going to be called
Standalone,
yeah? And we're looking at what kind of like September, you reckon?
September it is, man.
But don't worry, you know, because, you know, no matter what, to me, it's a landmark, and you're going to be back in September regardless, you know, because I've got to have you guys in when the album's finished.
Nice
so
one, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? It's all good. So what's going to be the next single then, do you reckon? Three's a Crowd's out now.
Yeah,
it's out now. And what's on the flip side of that?
That's the thing we did with DRS, Blind Eye.
Oh, wicked, lovely track, man. Yeah. And that's out in your shops now, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna bring out maybe a sampler before the album comes out.
It's the one we played at the beginning of our track.
Moment of Truth.
Yeah, that one.
Wicked, man. Yeah. But you know you have to leave that with me right now.
You know,
my producer's already giving it to me. I don't even business. No, not really. Anyway, And big up to Brian as well before we say anything more, because, you know, you guys have stuck with the whole V thing, and respect to that, man. Because you've got guys have kept it loyal, right?
Definitely, man. I always would do with Brian, man. We've been through a lot together.
Absolutely. So you're going to play one more track?
Yeah,
and
one more.
This?
And this one...
It's an untitled thing on, I think Goldie just gave it to us the other day. It's by Subwave.
Ah, wicked. Out of Russia, right?
Yeah, something off his album. This is different, man. It's really pushing it, but it's got the big sound, man.
Yeah, it's
wicked.
Dirty as well.
So you guys are going to stick around for the random concept, the random selection. We're going to...
I believe so. We're chained to us.
Okay, wicked stuff, man. So we've got the random selection coming up. We've got loads of good things happening before the end of the show. Brand new from Subwave on Metalheadz. Check this out.
The biggest guests and the biggest tracks on the world's biggest drum and bass show. Fabio.
sound of Subwave. Oh, I like that, man. That's very glitchy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's one of the minimal things, but I still think it's got like a big bass line.
Yeah. It's got the roll to it, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the minimal thing, man. As long as it's got the roll, I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's got that kind of Metalheadzy sound, I'm in it, man. Anyway, we have got the random selection. You know what the random selection is, isn't it, guys?
Yeah.
And right now, when it comes to critiquing these tracks, just be honest. If you want to be brutal, we can be brutal. If you want to just be constructive and just say where the guy's going wrong or where's he going right, it's all good. Or it might even be a she, but I doubt it. So, right.
It can be. It's whoever sends the music in.
Whoever sends it in.
So if you want your tune,
hey, how come you're getting to the?
I don't know.
They're fighting.
You're in first.
I've got a good feeling about this, actually. I've got a really good feeling about this.
Look at you with your assistants in here, fam.
Yeah, this is how it rolls, man. You know what I'm saying?
Play your cards right.
so you tell us who it is.
Higher. No, right, go on.
Lower. And I'll cue it up.
All right, we've got a Lawrence Evans, a.k.a. Syntharm.
Yeah.
It's called Lazy. And from the UK.
Right, he didn't say.
I think we need to get people to put a little more information.
Do you know what I mean?
They're attractive. I mean,
Careful what you wish for, you know.
Okay, but your name, age, from your inspiration, which DJs you like, which producers you aspire to, which equipment, yeah.
Careful, I like that. You're giving me some lyrics today, actually. Damn. All right, anyway, let's play this track.
It's time for the random selector with some random selection.
So that was our Syntharm. What's the name of that track?
It was Lazy.
Lazy, and it's, I don't know, kind of like lived up to its name a little bit, didn't it? But what do you think of that, guys?
I actually thought when we'd be picking a random CD out, it would have been some rubbish, to be honest. I mean, the quality was alright on that.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
But it went wrong somewhere. Where do you think it kind of went a little bit wrong?
I like the build-up with, I like the build-up to the drop and everything. All the edits, the drum roll, obviously, the guy knows his arrangements and the edits in there, man.
Yeah.
It was on that kind of hospital style.
Yeah, old hospital kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But it lacked something, didn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of energy, I think.
A little bit of energy.
Maybe some extra like percussion and, little step up things, some sound effects, anything to sort of keep the track rolling on.
It's like a skeleton, that track, isn't it? It just needs a lot of work to it, man. But
keep going.
And so out of 10, how much would you give that?
6, 7.
That's really, really good. And that's from you both, right?
Yeah, 6.5. We'll settle at that.
He's practicing to be a judge. But that weren't too bad. I really thought that was quite good. I think the overall, the actual sound sounded a little bit kind of lightweight, didn't it?
Yeah, you probably need to work on mix downs and arrangement. I mean, I think everything needed a little work done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, he's definitely worth carrying on his production because...
wicked stuff,
some good
man.
ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, guys, listen, many thanks for coming in.
Pleasure.
The album is going to be out in September. Definitely in September, yeah?
Definitely, it's done.
And the track Three's a Crowd with D-Bridge, one of the tracks of the year so far. That is out in your shops already. Go and check it on V Records. Thank you very much, AI.
Big up, Fabs.
Big up to you. Right, we have got on the show, we've still got the rewind track and we've got some killer cuts to play before the end of the show. Check this out, man. This track is crazy.
The man who wants smoke the good sense to me, now saying, as I say later, the greatest will give down.
We're going to be telling you about the drum bass takeover, a little bit more, Monday, and also the Radio 1 weekend.
It's the weekend. It's drum and bass time.
Saturday nights on BBC One Extra and Radio 1.
As I say later, the greatest will give thanks and praise each and every hour. Give thanks and praise. Let the talent of the split blaze and change the dirty ways.
Fabio on the BBC Radio 1.
Before this track, you had a track entitled Enclosed. Deep Roller, man. And in the background, sending this one out to Damien Bennett of Time Out, because I know you're hard on this track here, man. Codec. Dub Phizix. Actually, it's Hammerhead. Dub Phizix. I tried to be so cool then. Did you notice? I lowered my tone of my voice and everything. I got the track wrong. That is so me. Story of my life. Anyway.
You should admit to them. You should just let them go.
I know, really. I know. That's what I'm going to do in the future. Anyway, many thanks to AI. If you want to check out their pictures and stuff like that, get on the Fabio and Grooverider fan page, of which I'm not even a member yet.
You will be in a minute.
I'm going to be in a minute. We're sorting that out as we speak.
And what Facebook have done is they've changed it a little bit, where you can just basically tick I like next to our page.
What are you eating?
I'm eating a chewy, fruity thing.
Okay.
Do you want one?
Do you know what? I can't eat anything chewy and fruity.
What, and talk at the same time?
And talk at the same time. I can't multitask.
Neither can I.
I'm a rubbish multitasker.
Okay.
But anyway,
you can like the page. It's really easy.
That's good. So when you press like, you get all the updates and stuff like that, info and stuff like that.
You get the photos. You get what's happening on the show. You get what's happening in the studio. Yeah, you get loads of information.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
That's big. Right, Grooverider's here. Let's see what he's got to say.
Record means rewind, a gunshot means forward. You requested it, so we rewind.
Alright, Fab, time for the rewind track. This week I'm going back to my main man. His name's Heist, and this track's called Medieval, and I know this is going to be right up your street.
Grooverider's rewind track, the man like Heist. Groove, I like that. That's got a real bounce to it, man. I really, really like that. But I've got a little something here, a little scary thing, man. A little horrorcore thing. And you know what? I think you're going to be feeling this as well. This is your kind of beat, man. Check this out. Little track entitled The Shining. It's Fabio on Radio 1 and 1 Extra. We are coming into the last quarter of the show. Still got loads of info to tell you about before the end. Telling you about what's coming on and what's going to be happening throughout the day on Radio 1.
You know the deal. Fabio, Grooverider, Saturday night, Radio 1, 1 Extra, setting the standards. You know. much bass on one station. Fabio and Grooverider on Radio 1 and 1 Extra. Ra! You heard it here first. Exclusive business right here on the Drum and Bass Show. Big bass and breaks on the biggest drum and bass show in the world.
Right, that's my track. In the rewind track, the next installment next week, of course, with the mighty Grooverider and me, Grooverider Bailey, and Chrissy Chris, 11 to 1 on Monday night. Don't forget it.
Gonna be big.
It's gonna be big. And talking about big, the biggest Radio 1 big weekend yet. And I tell you what, right, I've got personal... I don't know, I feel really personalised about this because I've been to Bangor in Wales many, many times, and I'm one of the only DJs that go down there because it's so far. But I tell you what, the people are so up for it. This is going to be the event of the year. Over the weekend of the 22nd and the 23rd of May, 40,000 people will get the chance to attend Europe's biggest free ticketed musical festival. Check out the Radio 1 website for full festival details. Let's just tell you some of the names that are confirmed. Pendulum, Subfocus, Dizzy Rascal, Alicia Keys, JLS, Hadouken, Crystal Castles and Cheryl Cole, amongst many more acts.
BBC Radio 1 Big Weekend.
I tell you what, it's too much.
I love the way you just said that really calmly, you know, Pendulum, Subfocus.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness!
Right, I'm going to say it again. Woo! Pendulum, Subfocus, Dizzy Rascal, Alicia Keys, JLS, Hadouken, Crystal Castles and Cheryl Cole, amongst many others, will be making an appearance. And I tell you what, I hope I'm not putting like a spell on this, but it's always a nice day. It's always a nice... Last year's one was incredible. Kelly Rowland, Akon, everybody. And Chase and Status as well were amazing. And Subfocus and Pendulum, man, that is going to be real, real big. So that's the 22nd and the 23rd of May in North Wales, Bangor. And big up to all the crew, because I know a lot of people down there. And seriously, when I go down there, it is like I am Cheryl Cole when I get up on the stage.
Do you wear those trousers?
I do the whole thing. I do the whole soldier outfit thing and everything. But I get security and everything. That's how deep it is. They've got to have security to keep the girls away. What is this silence? I thought you lot would be kind of nodding your head in agreement like that is standard.
You're our hero.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm the hero to many women. Anyway, right, old school time. But no, that is going to be amazing, and we're going to be there representing as well, Radio 1 and 1 Extra, so that's going to be an incredible night. Make a date for that, the 22nd and the 23rd of May.
Live drum and bass on the main stage.
Live drum and bass on the main stage with the incredible Pendulum and the also equally incredible Subfocus.
Brilliant.
So, we haven't got long left of the show. A time to go back. This is the sound of a name that was mentioned when AI was here. They've done a track with this guy, and I can't wait to hear it. Crust, one of my favourite producers. He's definitely my top 5. And this is maybe his biggest track. From V Records, from over a decade ago. The Mighty Warhead. It's Fabio on Radio 1 and 1 Extra. Coming up next, we have... What have we got next, actually?
Rampage!
Rampage in the house!
Yeah, Radio 1, 1 Extra. Fabio, Grooverider.
Saturday nights on BBC 1 Extra and Radio 1.
stuff, the sound of Crust and Warhead. Unfortunately, time has run out on us. Love that tune. Right, coming up on Sunday, 3 a.m, we've got Rampage. 5 a.m, The Mighty, my boy Rasquami. 7 till 10, you've got Edith Bowman. 10 till 1, you've got Matt Edmondson. 1 till 4, you've got the mighty Joe Wiley, the legendary Joe Wiley. And 4 o'clock, you got the official chart show with Redeyes. And last week's number 1 was Oh My God by Usher and Will I Am. Do you like that tune?
I love that tune.
Really?
Oh man.
I don't know though, it's not very Usher though. I think it's a bit too Black Eyed Peas for Usher.
Well, it is, it's Will I Am.
I know, but he's stamped all over that track, isn't he?
But the album's great too, Raven vs. Raymond, that's out now too.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Go and check that out. So we're going to see if that's going to still be at number 1 with Reggie at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Check that out. Remember, Monday, don't forget, from 7 till 5 a.m, we have got the mighty Drum and Bass Takeover. And remember, myself, Grooverider, Chrissy and Bailey, 1 Extra and Radio 1 coming together for the first time ever. And probably the last time. Alongside MC Tali and MC Dynamite. That is the date in your diary, 11 o'clock. The whole day's going to be wicked, 7 till 5 a.m. Check that out. So from my girlies,
see ya.
Say yo. So rubbish. What the hell was that?
Yo!
That's what I'm saying. Make some noise. Lightweights, man. Coming up next, Rampage, it's Fabio saying peace out. I'll see you on Monday.
Extra.
BBC
Radio 1.
One Extra.
Saturday night.
1 Extra.
One Extra. Radio 1.